Ladies and gentlemen, before I actually go into my official welcome, I'd like to thank the Honourable Colin Barnett, the Premier of Western Australia, and present him with the first day cover of this reunion. Now, Australia Post have specially designed an insignia for this reunion, and this is the first of those first day covers that we've had imprinted. So I'd like to present that to the Premier. Okay, that should be worth about $2.50 in 10 years' time. Ladies and gentlemen, I've actually committed the cardinal sin. And the cardinal sin is that I wrote a speech. And I wrote a speech remembering all the dignitaries and remembering all the accomplishments of our Anglo-Indian Association. And I've been that busy that this afternoon I took it out to read through it so I could remember the various points, and I left it at home. So I've written a little speech while I was waiting in the wings. So hopefully I can remember all the things I wanted to say. So it's going to be a wing job. So the Honourable Colin Barnett, the Premier of Western Australia, the Honourable Eric Ripper, Leader of the Opposition, the Honourable John Castrilli, the Honourable John Kobelki, MLA, James Webb, who's representing the Noongar people, Miss or Mrs. Jenny Welsh, our President of the National Federation of Anglo-Indians, Mrs. Yolande Heath, President of the National Federation of Anglo-Indians, the various Anglo-Indian and ethnic organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great honor to be standing up here representing our association, but more importantly, representing our community in opening this particular reunion. It's the 8th reunion, and as you know, various organizations around the world have to bid to host it. And in order to bid for it, we need to prove that we have strong governance and that we can actually underwrite the costs that go into running such a reunion. And so it's been 3 years since Canada where we have actually planned and met almost monthly and towards the end almost weekly in bringing this reunion to you. It's been a mammoth task, and a mammoth task that can only be understood by people who have actually done it themselves. But we've done it because we've had a fantastic group of people that have stuck to the task and have brought this reunion to fruition. Some people have asked me, why did you take on this job? When mostly you'll get criticism from people. People will actually criticize this and criticize that. And I suppose the answer lies in the words of Dale Carnegie when he said, if you're not being criticized, you most probably are not doing much. Or Edith Wharton, who said, if you do not want to be criticized, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. But this association over its 20 years has done a lot, engaged in people, engaged with different organizations, and today we proudly stand here as hosts of this reunion because we dared to do it. We dared to actually run a reunion in Perth. Now, the Anglo-Indian community is a unique community, and it's the only mixed community in the world that is recognized in the constitution of a country. And we, a microscopic community, has achieved a lot when you consider the fact that we were situated in one of the most populated countries in the world. But our history sometimes is unknown. It's unknown because it's lost amongst the accounts of the British and the Indians. And our own people quite often don't know our glorious history. But remember that we are a proud community and a community that has achieved a great deal. And if you don't know about your history, you should actually find the time to buy a few books and to learn that history and to pass that history down to your children. We meet here every 3 years because we want to share and enjoy our culture. And we want to find new friends. We want to catch up with old friends. And quite often you'll find people saying, I hadn't seen that person in 40 years. And when he said, hi, Fred, I looked around and said, who the hell is that? Because the people have changed over that time. But it's great when we actually catch up with people we haven't seen in years and years and years. So here we are at this reunion, and God knows how many more reunions we will be able to attend, because we are getting older, and it appears that our children, they're so, culturally, they're so sort of adaptable that many of our children will just be integrated into the societies that they currently live in. So, in looking at why we ran a reunion, a certain thought came to mind. And that was, once a reporter asked an entrepreneur, he said, what is the secret of your success? And the entrepreneur said, experience. Sorry. He said, good decisions. She said, good decisions. And so how do you come by good decisions? And he said, oh, it's only one word. He said, what's that word? He said, experience. He said, awesome. And how do you gain experience? He said, 2 words. He said, so what may those 2 words be? He said, bad decisions. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope that we have made all the bad decisions prior to this reunion and that you enjoy the benefits of our experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to end my speech by thanking the Office of Multicultural Interest for giving us a grant that went towards some of the cost for this reunion. I want to thank the Premier and the Leader of the Opposition and the other dignitaries for gracing us with their presence. And I'd like to thank you for your support in being here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.